guys, welcome to February. This is going up on February 1st, and welcome to the Mental Mondays video series. It's gonna be the first one, so the Mental Mondays video series is basically just gonna be, I don't know, almost like a big therapy session probably. What I really want is to kind of share my journey through stuff, my experiences, kind of what I've learned, what I'm going through, stuff like that. I think in sharing that, you guys will get to know me a little bit more, and hopefully we can just have a big discussion about it. So for the first Mental Mondays video, I want to talk about dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is something that I think can be a really individual experience depending on the person and depending on the source of the anxiety. Everybody's experience is going to bring out a different manifestation of anxiety, and it can look really different. You can have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, just worrying and dwelling on things, all of those compulsion behaviors. And I think everybody probably has some version of something they do that they call a compulsion, that they do to make themselves feel better, feel more in control of what's going on. But anxiety brings on a different level of that. And for me, anxiety brings worrying to where I can't stop thinking about something, I can't stop dwelling on it, and in turn, I get super anxious about it, and my heart starts racing. I start feeling like I need to do something about it. I know I can't. But for me, anxiety has not always been there my whole life. Didn't start out anxious, I was just a worrywart. And then it turned into actual physical anxiety. Mine turned over to actual anxiety and having panic attacks when my brother died 3.5 years ago. That, I think, just changed things in my mind to where all of a sudden I did not feel as sure of what was going on around me. I have since started working through it and started trying to figure out where it's completely coming from, what I can do, what is even going on. I've come up with a few ways that I've noticed when I do it, it helps. The first thing that usually I do, and it ends up helping, is praying. Praying against the anxiety, praying for comfort, praying about what I'm anxious about, what I'm worrying about, the situation I'm in. And that usually ends up helping. It usually ends up calming me down. The other major one that I've been focusing on a lot more recently actually is breathing. Breathing can become something that freaks you out even more when you're in the middle of just being super anxious or having a panic attack. Your breathing is not normal. It's all over the place. So if you are able to bring your breathing back to normal, if you're able to slow your breathing down, gradually the rest of your body calms down too. And if you can focus on relaxing your body as you're relaxing your breathing, it all helps. It all brings you back in, and at the least you're calmed down. And that's actually a really good exercise for comforting yourself as well. Because with anxiety, comforting yourself is a major tool also. Being able to calm yourself back down and do the self-soothing. The other major thing, I read it in an article on Facebook, and ever since it's actually made a huge difference in the way I look at those circumstances. The whole tip for dealing with anxiety, the article said, was finding things around you that you're sure of, that are concrete, and using that to kind of ground yourself. So I want to kind of mix that in my habits with also finding things I'm thankful for and finding things that went right that could have very easily gone wrong and did not. It can help you balance yourself back out and have those positive thoughts counteracting the negative thoughts. One last thing that really does help me is pushing myself out of my shell. I do tend to close stuff off and kind of keep stuff within myself, and no matter how much I dread it before I actually tell somebody how I'm feeling, once I get it out to somebody else and it's out of my head, it all of a sudden doesn't feel as big of a deal as it did before. And that automatically takes a chunk of anxiety out of me just by releasing that and getting it out there that that's what I'm feeling and that that's what's going on. And then conversation that spurs from that can help that as well and kind of help you process it and then work through what you're actually anxious about. I know I'm a huge verbal processor, so it's a major thing for me. My experiences of anxiety have been growing. My anxiety has definitely gotten a lot worse than it ever has been in my life. I come from a long line of worriers, but it's never been this bad for me before. And I want to work on it. One of my goals for this year is to get my anxiety under control before it gets any worse. I'm not at a horrible spot right now, but I know if I don't start working on these things, it'll just get worse. And situations are gonna come up that I'm gonna wanna have myself under control so I can deal with them. And I'm taking you guys along for the ride. The next few Mental Monday videos, I already have the topic planned, and they're all gonna kind of tie into one big thing that actually is kind of my project for this year on working on myself. And so I thought I would share my tips I found for dealing with anxiety so far and see if you guys have any tips. I would love to start a conversation in the comment section about different ways everybody tries to counteract or deal with anxiety. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down below or tweet me or private message me on YouTube, and I would love to hear them. If you have any suggestions for Mental Mondays videos, please leave those as well. And if you liked this video, if it helped you at all, if you're excited about the series and the journey, give this video a thumbs up and share it with all your friends, and make sure you're subscribed so you can see the rest of the videos in the series. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hi guys! So I had the announcement video all filmed and I was going to import it, and then my laptop told me I had no room to import any footage, so I'm just gonna redo it.